In the age of mighty pharaohs, the Hebrews' earth, every Hebrew son born, let the river be their tomb.
Jochebed held her baby son through 3 desperate months when soldiers passed whispering prayers into his ears swept under the door.
She knew she would not keep bringing out of dying. Let die.
There was
Pharaoh's daughter came to bathe at the river that morning as she did every day. But that day, something was reeds as a hand her handmaidens forward. They pulled back the reeds, and there he was, Dubrebe, crying, alive, looking up at her. And she felt something no decree of her father could touch, mercy.
Little Miriam had followed the basket all along the bank watching, praying. When she saw the brother, she didn't hesitate. She stepped out of the reeds, Ruiza and the princess reed, and Miriam ran out of the prayer in a prosode.
Moses grew inside the palace. He wore the finest linen. He ate at the Pharaoh's table, while outside, Hebrew slaves mixed mortar. He did not know, not yet. Moses and Ramesses grew up inseparable. They were laughing in the palace halls, covering for each other's recklessness. But Ramesses needed Moses. They had made each other who they were.
They raced through the marketplace, scattering merchants in every direction. This was their world, fast and down an entire wall. That was the last morning Moses laughed.
It was in the palace archives, a hieroglyph-carved wall, ancient, partly hidden, into the Nile. This decree was carved by his grandfather. The people in the carves people.
He went to the brick fields for the first time, really went, not as a prince passing through. He walked among the slaves. He saw the whips. He saw old men broken open. He saw his razor and passive rose. He saw building different wallows a snap. He moved before he snapped.
He had buried the Egyptian. By morning, Pharaoh knew. Ramesses stood before him. Moses ran. He had no plan, no direction. Just the desert, swallowing the man. Then one ordinary afternoon, he saw fire in a bush. But the bush was not burning up.
Moses!
And nothing would ever be ordinary again.
Moses returned to Egypt with his brother Aaron. Ramesses sat on the throne now. Moses stood in desert robes, staff in hand, and said 4 words that changed history.
Thus says the Lord, let my people go. Ramesses stared at him. Then Ramesses smiled. And who is the Lord?
Ramesses refused. And then the plagues began. Moses raised staff over the Nile, and the water that turned to thickums, fit surfaced. Ramesden priests tried to replicate Decan. The Rehazakartan then the fly.
Moses stood before Ramesses one final time. Voice was heavy with sorrow. Thus says the Lord, at midnight I will pass through Egypt. Every firstborn sparn son Dav and Moses Kuvitijala firstborn in the right.
The Hebrews gathered inside, blood on their doorposts. Ready to leave, they ate in silence. Then, far across the city, a cry began.
Before dawn, Ramesses came Moses him Hughes, waves of snow, earth, said word, this, go. Take 2,000 people, take everything moving. By sunrise and on per foot within kilos at hand, their raid, it's time to leave.
Ramesses changed his mind. Egypt would collapse. 600 chariots, 20,000 soldiers. He rode at the head. The Hebrews reached the Red Sea. 600 war chariots approached. They turned on Moses in fury. Do not be afraid. Stand firm and see the salvation of the Lord. God told Moses, divide the water. Moses turned to face the Red Sea. The crowd behind him quiet. Then an intense wind from the east. And the water divided. 2 walls of sea stood on either side. Fish were visible in the wall. And Moses walked forward, and they followed.
They walked between the walls all through the night, old men, young men, cattle and children, the lame and the strong. The Egyptian army under behind them, 600 chariots on their dry horses galloping. Then Moses reached the far shore and told him what.
They came to the mountain, and Moses climbed alone into thunder and fire. He came down carrying 2 stone tablets, the covenant, God's own hand, toward the land that had been promised.